All right, hi friends. I'm continuing on my cottage cheese cooking series. I know that a lot of you guys are not a fan, but what I like about this particular recipe, it's not mine. I found it on YouTube. I don't know, somebody's kitchen channel. What I like about this recipe is that if you don't like the consistency of cottage cheese, this recipe is blended, so it will have a creamy texture, very much like a Greek yogurt texture. Or if you don't like the taste of cottage cheese, because some people will say it's too salty, this recipe takes away the saltiness of the cottage cheese. So what we are making is a cottage cheese pumpkin cheesecake. All you need is a cup of cottage cheese. You need 3 tablespoons of pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie kind, actual pumpkin puree. You need 1 to 2 tablespoons of pumpkin spice seasoning. You need half a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. You need a whopping 1 egg. And you need to sweeten it with a sweetener of your choice. You could definitely use like white sugar, or you could use a sugar substitute like Splenda, which is what I used. Sorry, Splenda. Or you can use like allulose or stevia or Trevia, whichever sweetener. You just need 1 to 2 tablespoons of sweetener, depending on how sweet you want it. You could also use something like maple syrup. That would actually give it a really, that would complement the pumpkin flavor like really well. Or you could even like sweeten it with honey, which would have a lower glycemic effect in your body. So what you do is you blend all of that together, and then you're going to pour it into a ramekin. The recipe calls for that, all those ingredients, as literally 1 serving. I split it into 3. I blended everything together. Literally takes less than a minute. Then you pour into your greased ramekins. I just used avocado oil spray to grease my ramekins. And then you bake it in the oven at 350 for 20 minutes. So what I did was, instead of 1 serving, you can see it's a little jiggly. I poured it into 3 ramekins so that I have 3 servings. These are 3 desserts that I can have. And what you do is you're going to put these in the refrigerator and just let them cool down completely. My plan is to have this as a dessert for dinner or after dinner. And I want to give you the macros. The nutrition on this is actually pretty good. So this dessert is going to be, the entire recipe is 282 calories, 14 grams of carbs, 10 grams of fat, and 30 grams of protein. It has a few grams of fiber, but not enough that it's going to be impactful to your body. Instead of having 1 whole serving of this dessert, I split it into 3. So that means for 3 nights this week, when I want to have this treat, my dessert is only 94 calories, 4 grams of carbs, 3 grams of fat, and 10 grams of protein. So once it's cooled, you can definitely top it with like some Cool Whip or sugar-free whipped cream. Once it cools, I will definitely come back and give you guys a report and let you know how I liked it. So, all right, I'm back. Let's give this a try. This is the cottage cheese pumpkin cheesecake. I did not add a crust to this, but you could very easily create like a almond flour, crust with just a couple tablespoons of butter. And you would put that in first and bake that for a few minutes before you put the custard in. I would keep it low carb, but you would definitely add calories. What I'm gonna do is, I don't have any whipped cream. I think it would actually be delicious with that. It would help cut the richness of this. I am gonna add a few pecans. Ooh. Just for some crunch. It smells like pumpkin. Let's give it a try. All right. Cheers. Let's see. Ooh. That's the consistency of it. You know, the pecans are actually perfect here. I don't know why, but there's like a little water. I'm not sure why, but I'll tell you what. I like the taste of this. I like the texture of it. It's not as creamy as cheesecake, but it's definitely creamy. It's not bad. 10 grams of protein. A little over 100 calories because of the pecans. Super easy to make in 25 minutes or less. It does have to get really cool for a couple hours, but I'm always happy to try something new. And it does taste like pumpkin pie. I like it.